Hey guys, welcome back to the early morning. It's the Seagull in my house bidding you welcome. And I just realized I've been stealing that hey you guys from Joe, ex-Corn Muffin X, for like months and just didn't ever notice it. But this is another review of, can't really call it one of my favorite games, but it's definitely an interesting game, so I might differ the title a little bit. And this entire video will act as a shout out to, friend of mine. He made a new channel. We've been chatting a bit on Facebook. I asked him, I want to do a review of one of his favorite games. What are some of his favorites? And he said a few of the Tales of games, and this game right here, Way of the Samurai. Now, if you remember, I found this one very, very recently, like 2 weeks ago or something, at a cash converters for $6, and the disc was in not very good condition. And they told me I only had a 24-hour warranty on it, so, I wasn't going to return to the place just for $6 if the game wasn't working, but it did worked all the way through, which is great, and thankfully, it didn't have any kind of issues that I noticed, but this game is unlike anything else I've ever played, ever. It takes a really cool approach to just its story, and the story of the game is you play as a samurai who arrives in like a village area, and it's being controlled, or it's being warred over by three different factions: the police, what are their names? There are two other clans, I don't remember what their actual names are. But there are two clans, and the police that you have to fight, or you can choose to join them. And depending on what you want to do, the gameplay and the story just changes drastically, and I mean really drastically. I mean, this game only takes around 1.5 hours to finish. It's really short. But if you only go through it once, you're going to miss an incredible amount of the story, so, it really behooves? It's a good idea to go through the story at least 3 times, so you can see, side with the village, side with one gang, side with another. Don't side with the police, they don't really do anything. But depending on who you side with, you're going to get to meet new characters, you're going to learn new skills, and you're going to get to do different things in the game. It's pretty cool. The first playthrough, which is the one I'll talk about, I sided with the villagers, which I did by meeting a girl at a restaurant. And she was with a black samurai who had an afro. I just called him Afro Samurai, I don't remember what his actual name was. But he was a funny guy, and he had a crush on the restaurant girl. And I saw him like twice in the game, and then because of the other choices I made in the game, I never saw him again, which is so cool. Sorry, I'll give you a second. I just had to make gross sick person sounds. I'm not really sick, I just have like sniffles and all that. It's all the dust that's going around right now. It's spring, so a lot of people doing cleaning. A lot of dust being shut up. What can you do? The gameplay in this it's a little bit odd. I plowed through the game on the first time on easy and just like dominated everyone by just attacking with my sword over and over. There was no real need to block, because I could attack faster than they could react. And they took so little health when they attacked me that there was no point in blocking. And I was finding healing items so often, which, I mean, healing items in this game are turnips. You pick up a turnip and you eat it and you regain health. There are other healing items, but it's mostly just turnips. Second and third playthrough, I played through on a harder difficulty, and yeah, it was a little bit harder. You have to kind of juggle blocking and attacking. Your attacks are really slow, and once you've dedicated an attack, you can only attack in that direction. So say you press triangle and you attack, it will attack in the direction you're facing, it won't actually move anywhere. So if the enemy moves out of the way, they've dodged the attack. And then they can counterattack. It's pretty cool. It's I wouldn't call it realistic or anything, just because, if you were really fighting, you could judge where you're going to attack. And if you get hit, you don't go fly like 10 feet. But It's a pretty cool system. It's a little bit like, I guess I could compare it to Dark Souls a little bit, in that, you know, once you've dedicated your attack, you have to kind of go that way. But it's pretty good. It's a pretty good system. Definitely works for this game. Trying to get into the sun. It's early morning. You think there'd be more sun out. The game is a little bit unforgiving at first. I mean, I died within the first, minute of the gameplay. When, the beginning of the game is you're walking down this bridge, and you meet this, group of bandits who belong to one of the clans, and they attack this girl and kidnap her, and you can either choose to attack them and save her, or you can choose to ignore it. I chose to do, both at the same time, where I shouted out to the guy, and then he responded back, and then I just said sorry, and he beat me up and tied me to... if you say sorry to him after berating him, his goons will beat you up and tie you to train tracks. And then, another guy from the opposite clan will come along and offer to free you if you will join him, and I said no, and I just died. I mean, the guy left, a train came, and I got hit and died. So it was pretty funny. But there's a little bit of stuff like that in the game. You really have to play through it a couple times, at least 3 times, to get the whole story. But it's a pretty good story. I like it. And it's kind of taking place at the end of the samurai era, so there are a few characters that have guns and stuff. And there were a few sections of the game that I just couldn't... I didn't really understand it, even though I played through it 3 times. There's this scene at midnight where these people are up on a mountain, and obviously the 2 people are having an affair. It's the chief of police and a brideswoman from one of the clans, and they get found out, and then they all just attack you. 3 people attack you: the police chief, the brideswoman, and the clansman who notices them. They all just go, who are you? And then they just attack you, and I never figured out what the overarching story for them was, because I accidentally killed them and they never appeared again in the story. And the police chief, he's a pretty central character. He holds an iron fist over the village, so by killing him, I mean, I kind of cut the story in half a little bit, and it went straight from the story of him having an iron fist over the village to the army attacking the village. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. You can get through the game really quickly. I imagine you could get through this game in under 20 minutes if you know exactly what you have to do, and I might attempt that at some point, but it's a pretty cool game, so definitely check it out. And shout out to Scott. I will have his link in the description. A lot of people probably know him anyway. He's very, he comments a lot on people's videos, and he's on Facebook. On a lot of those gaming chats or gaming Facebook pages, so yeah. Definitely check him out. It's one of his favorite games. I'll definitely be checking out the other games in the series. They all look very interesting, and the next game I'm going to view is this one right here. This one right here. Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform.